In tonight's Pelicans-Blazers game, all eyes will continue to be on Zion as the Pelicans try to push for a playoff spot. Since coming back from injury with his knee, which sidelined him for the first 3 months of his rookie season, Zion has averaged 22 points and 7.5 boards per game. So, Brian, what would you say the biggest area of improvement is for Zion?
Everywhere. And I'm just excited about him talking about where he needs to improve because I can see that he can improve everywhere. Like, for example, he is a way better passer than I ever knew him to be. He throws terrific finesse passes, and when he learns how the game moves, which will take him years, he's going to be a devastating passer. Mm-hmm. Good luck double teaming him. Right. That's how good he is. And so much of what he's gotten has just been on feel and power. You remember when you were a rookie.
It's scary.
You have
no idea what's coming with this kid. The fact that he's only 19, to me, I just want to see him stay healthy because I know how hard he works. Everything is going to improve, but Brian mentioned it earlier, you don't really understand the game until you're about 3 or 4 years in, and then you kind of get a real idea of it. Then you continue to build the mental side of the game because it's 90% mental. This kid is incredible physically. Like I said, he's one of those rare stars that could get his 20 and 10 just in the flow of the game. You don't have to slow the game down and go to him. But once you realize that you can slow the game down, and to me, he doesn't even exert his physical dominance yet. I don't think he understands how strong he really is. So there's still a lot of learning to do, and that's no disrespect. I just think that's tremendous upside, and this kid's going to be a superstar.
He gets so many of his baskets off of offensive rebounds.
Hustle.
When they learn actually how to set him up and play, and then he has the offensive rebounds.
Scary.
Forget about it, man.
How imposing can he be, though, on defense? Because we've seen glimpses of that, too.
He volleyball swatted that shot to like the 15th row, and that was, that wasn't even the one I was talking about, but that was impressive. I think it's scary because in the back of your mind, no matter what, if he's on the court, if you can beat your man, that Zion is coming. So that puts a little bit of doubt, even though he's 6'5", 6'6". But he's coming, he can jump like a center. So that little piece of doubt in people's mind, always wondering, you got to know where Zion is, even if he's not guarding you, is definitely going to help their defense.
The one thing I think, if I were nitpicking, because I do agree with you that there's a lot of things that are going to come with just growth, right? But his free throw shooting. He wasn't a good free throw shooter in college, and he hasn't necessarily been a good free throw shooter in the NBA.
People are just going to start fouling him.
Yeah. So I think that's one thing he's going to have to specifically work on moving forward. Because, he's going to be the go-to guy at the end of games, and you're going to have to be able to hit those. So.
Sure.
All right, Russell Westbrook was ejected from last night's game after receiving 2 technical fouls. He now has 13 techs this season, 3 shy of a suspension. Oh. After the game, Westbrook explained his situation. Let's take a listen.
Do you feel like refs have a quicker trigger on text for you because of?
I'm not sure, man. If you watch the game, I played the whole game. I didn't shoot a free throw. I'm at the basket more than probably anybody in the last. I don't know. Since I've been in the league, I get no free throws today. But ideally, I just got to keep going. There's no protecting myself. And that's just what it is. I'm okay with it. I'm a guy that's going to compete every single night and go out and play my game and find ways to be effective. And they blow the whistle, they do, they don't. Who cares? I cannot allow it to affect who I am as a person and what I'm representing and who I am. So that's on me.
So, Matt, because of a possible suspension looming after he gets to 16, do you worry about the amount of techs?
No, not at all. If he gets it, he gets it. If he has to sit down the game, he probably needs a little bit of rest anyway. But Russ wants it more than anyone else out there, and I'm taking Russ 10 out of 10 times. You know what I mean? I love just the dog and desire in him. His energy is contagious, and I think you see it rubbing off on that Houston Rockets team now. James is kind of realizing he can take a back seat every once in a while and let Russ do his thing. And you would love to have a guy like this on your team.
As Matt said, he does take games off to rest. So I would just say to him, listen, it's his game check's over 300,000. Yeah. You may not want to lose that 300,000, so don't do it. And in the playoffs, I think it's 7 techs.
Yeah.
If he gets to 7 techs in the playoffs, it means the Rockets are on a long run.
Right.
So I don't think they're worried about it at all, to be honest.
Do you think they can get on a long run?
No.
No? You don't buy into them? Matt?
Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Brian.
I watch them play, and I respect what they're doing. I just question that in a playoff series, whether they can defend and rebound with that lineup.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
That's my biggest question. I doubted it from the jump, and hats off to what they've been able to accomplish since they went to that small ball lineup. PJ Tucker's been playing great. Everyone's been playing well. but can they do it in the playoffs where the game slows down and each possession is so important and you're not really having anyone on that glass to protect the offensive glass? You know, offensive rebounds are what killed team in the playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see, but right now they're playing great. So right now, during the playoffs, it just takes to be hot at the right time and going in the right rhythm, and they're probably going to be on a high note. So they're going to be scary. Just like the Miami's going to be in the East, Houston's going to be that scary in the West.
Yeah, I give them like a puncher's chance, basically, because if they do get hot, right, like then they could potentially knock someone out. They've been competitive with the Lakers and been competitive with the Clippers in the regular season, so we'll see. But I'm with you. No rebounds, no rings. See, Pat, we're not all doubting you. We know that works, too.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.